Picture this. You walk outside on a warm summer evening. Maybe you want to sit on the porch. Maybe you just want to water your garden, and within 30 seconds you are absolutely swarmed. Mosquitoes everywhere. On your arms, your neck, buzzing in your ears. And you have tried everything the store sells. Those chemical sprays that make your eyes water. The citronella candles that barely work. The expensive yard foggers that smell like you are living inside a pesticide factory. Nothing sticks. Nothing lasts. You end up back inside, frustrated, itching, and defeated. Well, today that changes. Because I'm about to share with you 35 of Grandma's most clever, most effective, and most surprisingly powerful mosquito elimination hacks using things you already have at home. We are talking vinegar, baking soda, borax, kitchen spices, dish soap, and so much more. These are the methods that have been passed down, tested in real backyards, refined over decades, and they genuinely work. No harsh chemicals, no expensive equipment, just old-fashioned wisdom with a little science backing it up. Let us count them down from 35 all the way to number 1. Number 35. Set out a vinegar trap in shaded corners. Mosquitoes love dark, moist, shaded areas around your yard. Take an old mason jar or any wide-mouth container and fill it halfway with apple cider vinegar. Add a few drops of dish soap and stir gently. Place these jars in shaded garden corners, under bushes, or near flower beds. The apple cider vinegar produces a fermentation scent that mimics the carbon dioxide and organic odors that attract mosquitoes. The dish soap breaks the surface tension of the liquid, so when mosquitoes land to investigate, they sink and cannot escape. Replace the mixture every few days for best results. Number 34. Crush dried cloves and scatter them along borders. Head to your spice cabinet and grab that old jar of whole cloves you barely use. Crush them coarsely using a mortar and pestle or the back of a spoon. Scatter the crushed cloves along the borders of your patio, around the edges of garden beds, and near doorways. Cloves contain eugenol, a naturally occurring compound that is deeply repellent to mosquitoes. The scent disrupts their ability to locate hosts and navigate toward resting spots. Grandma always had cloves in her kitchen, and she also always had the least mosquito traffic on her back porch of anyone on the block. Number 33. Pour boiling water into standing water sources weekly. Walk around your yard and identify any spot where water sits even temporarily. Bird baths, old tires, clogged gutters, flower pot saucers, tarps with depressions. Every week, pour boiling water into these spots. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and the larvae develop there. Boiling water kills larvae instantly and destroys any eggs present. This is one of the most underrated steps because people focus on killing adult mosquitoes while the next generation is already growing right in their yard. Stay ahead of the cycle. Number 32. Hang bundles of fresh basil near sitting areas. Purchase or grow a few stalks of fresh basil and bundle them together with a rubber band. Hang these bundles near outdoor seating areas, on fence posts, or from porch railings. Basil emits a strong, volatile oil that mosquitoes find disorienting and deeply unpleasant. It works as a passive repellent that requires absolutely no effort once hung. Replace the bundles every week as the oils diminish with drying. As a bonus, you can use the dried basil afterward in your cooking because nothing goes to waste with Grandma's methods. Number 31. Use baking soda and sugar to build a carbon dioxide trap. This one is clever. Take a 2-liter plastic bottle and cut it in half. In the bottom half, dissolve 1 cup of warm water with a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Let it cool and then add a teaspoon of active yeast. Do not stir after adding the yeast. Flip the top half of the bottle upside down into the bottom half to create a funnel. Wrap the outside in black tape or dark fabric. The yeast ferments the sugar and produces carbon dioxide, which is the primary signal mosquitoes use to find humans. They fly into the funnel chasing the carbon dioxide and cannot find their way back out. Place several of these around your yard and replace the solution every 2 weeks. Number 30. Sprinkle table salt around stagnant puddle areas. After rain, puddles form in low spots in your yard. Before the mosquito eggs get a chance to hatch, sprinkle a generous layer of table salt around and into these puddle areas. Salt disrupts the osmotic balance of mosquito larvae by drawing water out of their cells, effectively dehydrating them. It also makes the surrounding soil temporarily inhospitable for egg laying. This is especially useful in gravel areas, cracks in concrete, or near garden borders where puddles form repeatedly. Number 29. Create a cinnamon spray for breeding zones. Mix 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon into 1 cup of warm water. Let it sit and steep for 15 minutes, then strain it through a coffee filter into a spray bottle. Spray this solution directly onto stagnant water sources such as bird baths, decorative ponds, and puddles. Cinnamaldehyde, the active component in cinnamon, is scientifically proven to kill mosquito larvae more effectively than many commercial larvicides. It is completely safe for birds, plants, and pets. Grandma's spice rack was essentially a pest control cabinet if you knew what you were doing. Number 28. Spread used coffee grounds over moist soil. After brewing your morning coffee, do not throw away those used grounds. Spread them generously over moist soil patches, garden beds, and any soft earth near water sources. When coffee grounds are placed over standing water or saturated soil, they force mosquito eggs to the surface by depleting oxygen levels in the water. The eggs suffocate. Coffee grounds also smell strongly enough to deter adult mosquitoes from landing in those areas to begin with. Completely free and completely effective. Number 27. Plant lemon balm around the yard perimeter. Go to your local garden center and pick up a few lemon balm plants. Plant them around the perimeter of your outdoor spaces, especially near seating areas and entry points. Lemon balm is incredibly easy to grow and spreads aggressively, which actually works in your favor here. It contains high concentrations of citronella, the same compound found in expensive citronella candles, but in a living, constantly renewing form. Crush a few leaves between your fingers whenever you go outside to release a burst of fresh, repellent oil. Grandma's garden always had at least one corner dedicated to herbs that worked double duty. Number 26. Soak cotton balls in lavender oil and place them strategically. Pure lavender essential oil is a powerful mosquito deterrent. Soak a few cotton balls generously in lavender oil and place them in small open jars or dishes around your patio furniture, windowsills, and garden corners. Lavender's linalool compound interferes with a mosquito's sensory receptors, making it difficult for them to orient toward warmth and body odor. Replace the cotton balls every 4 to 5 days as the oil evaporates. This also makes your yard smell absolutely wonderful, which is a side effect Grandma would have strongly approved of. Number 25. Spray diluted white vinegar on hard surfaces. Mix equal parts white vinegar and water in a large spray bottle. Spray generously on patio furniture, wooden decks, garden fencing, and concrete surfaces. Mosquitoes are extremely sensitive to acetic acid, the primary component of vinegar. They avoid landing and resting on surfaces treated with it. This is especially useful for evening gatherings, because it keeps resting adult mosquitoes from hanging around your furniture and treating your guests like a buffet. It evaporates cleanly and leaves no residue harmful to surfaces. Number 24. Set up oscillating fans along outdoor sitting areas. Mosquitoes are physically weak flyers. They struggle significantly in winds above 1 mile per hour. Set up an oscillating outdoor fan or two around your patio seating area and point them so the airflow covers the occupied space. The wind disperses the carbon dioxide you exhale, which is how mosquitoes track you, and the physical force of the airflow prevents them from reaching you. This is a zero-chemical solution that is 100% effective in the areas it covers. Grandma always said a good breeze was worth more than any spray. Number 23. Use borax to treat woody mulch and leaf litter. Mosquitoes love resting in the cool moisture underneath woody mulch, leaf piles, and garden debris. Lightly dust borax powder over mulched areas and leaf litter. Borax is a naturally occurring mineral compound that disrupts the exoskeleton of insects and interferes with their biological systems on contact. Use it sparingly and avoid applying it directly to actively growing plants or areas where beneficial insects frequent. Focus on debris areas and mulch beds near fences and walls, where mosquitoes cluster during the heat of the day. Number 22. Float a layer of vegetable oil and ornamental water features. If you have a decorative pond, a bird bath you cannot drain regularly, or any ornamental container with standing water, pour a thin layer of vegetable oil over the surface. Even 1 teaspoon per gallon creates a film that mosquito larvae and pupae cannot pierce to breathe. Mosquitoes breathe through tiny tubes called siphons that break the water surface tension, and this oil layer completely prevents that. Larvae suffocate within hours. The oil does not harm birds that drink from it in small amounts, and it naturally disperses in rain, so you need to reapply after wet weather. Number 21. Burn dried sage and rosemary on the grill or fire pit. The next time you fire up your backyard grill or fire pit, toss in a handful of dried sage and rosemary. The smoke produced by these herbs contains potent compounds that mosquitoes actively flee from. The aromatic smoke creates a natural zone of repellency that covers a surprisingly wide area around the fire source. Grandma would never start an outdoor fire without throwing in a handful of herbs from the garden. Bundle them and dry them in advance so you always have some ready for summer evenings. Number 20. Apply a garlic water spray to all plant surfaces. Mix 2 tablespoons of garlic powder with 1 liter of water and a small squirt of dish soap. Shake well and spray it liberally over grass, leaves, shrubs, and soil. Garlic contains sulfur compounds that are deeply repellent to mosquitoes. The coating on plants remains effective for up to 2 weeks and does not harm the plants themselves. Reapply after rain. The smell that humans notice fades within 20 minutes of application, but mosquitoes can detect it for much longer due to their sensitive chemical receptors. Your yard smells fine to you, but smells like a warning sign to them. Number 19. Pour diluted lemon juice along foundation lines. Squeeze or use bottled lemon juice diluted with equal parts water and apply it along the base of your house foundation, fence lines, and around doorways using a watering can or spray bottle. Citric acid is a natural deterrent that disrupts mosquito navigation along structural pathways they use to find entry points. This creates an invisible barrier that discourages mosquitoes from clustering near structures where people enter and exit. Reapply every few days, especially after rain. Number 18. Grow marigolds in pots near entryways. Marigolds contain a compound called pyrethrum, which is actually used as the base for many commercial insect repellents. Place potted marigolds near doorways, deck edges, and patio borders. They release their repellent compounds continuously through their leaves and flowers. The brighter orange and yellow varieties tend to produce the strongest effect. This is one of the most visually attractive pest control solutions on this list, and Grandma never missed a chance to make practical things beautiful at the same time. Number 17. Create a baking soda and vinegar perimeter spray. Combine 1 cup of white vinegar with 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 2 cups of water in a large spray bottle. Allow the fizzing to settle before using. Spray this solution around the entire perimeter of your yard, focusing on grass edges, fence lines, and garden borders. The combination creates a slightly acidic, reactive surface coating that mosquitoes find inhospitable for resting and laying eggs. It is completely safe for grass, flowers, and soil microbes. Grandma used to do a full perimeter walk every Sunday morning with her spray bottle like clockwork. Number 16. Fill shallow dishes with soapy water near plant clusters. Mix a few drops of dish soap into shallow dishes of water and place them throughout your garden near dense plant clusters where mosquitoes rest. These act as passive traps that work around the clock without any attention from you. The soap destroys the surface tension so insects that land cannot escape. Position them near plants where you have noticed the highest mosquito activity and check them every day or two. This is Grandma's version of a set-it-and-forget-it system. Number 15. Treat lawn edges with a eucalyptus oil dilution. Mix 15 drops of eucalyptus essential oil into 1 cup of water with a small squirt of Castile soap to help it blend. Apply this along lawn edges, under decking, and along the base of fences. Eucalyptus oil contains cineol, a compound that is highly toxic to mosquito larvae and strongly repellent to adults. The Centers for Disease Control actually recognizes eucalyptus-based repellents as effective, making this one of the most scientifically validated options on this entire list. Number 14. Hang dried peppermint sachets around porch beams. Fill small cloth sachets or even old socks with dried peppermint leaves or peppermint tea bags. Hang them from porch beams, fence posts, and tree branches around your outdoor seating areas. Menthol, the active compound in peppermint, overwhelms the sensory systems that mosquitoes use to track prey. They actively avoid spaces saturated with it. Replace the sachets monthly as the menthol concentration decreases over time. Number 13. Apply dish soap directly to standing water and gutters. After checking and partially cleaning your gutters, apply a few squirts of dish soap to any standing water you cannot immediately drain. Mosquitoes use gutters as breeding grounds constantly, and this is something most people completely ignore. Number 12. Use neem oil spray on dense vegetation. Mix 2 tablespoons of neem oil with 1 liter of water and a teaspoon of dish soap. Shake vigorously and spray over all dense vegetation in your yard. Neem oil contains azadirachtin, which disrupts the hormone systems of mosquitoes and prevents larvae from maturing into breeding adults. It also repels adults from treated surfaces. Spray in the early evening when mosquitoes are most active and beginning to settle. Neem oil is safe for birds, earthworms, and beneficial insects when used as directed. Number 11. Sprinkle cayenne pepper along garden paths. Generously sprinkle cayenne pepper powder along garden pathways, around plant borders, and near any outdoor seating. Capsaicin, the heat compound in cayenne, is a powerful deterrent for insects including mosquitoes. It irritates their sensory organs on contact and discourages them from flying low over treated areas. Reapply after rain or heavy dew. This is one of Grandma's most surprising multi-use hacks because it also keeps away ants, aphids, and other garden pests at the same time. Number 10. Install a bat house in your yard. A single bat can consume up to 1,000 mosquitoes per hour. Install a bat house on a pole or fence post near the edge of your property, ideally facing southeast for morning sun exposure, which is what bats prefer for warmth. Bats are completely harmless to humans, completely legal to attract, and absolutely devastating to mosquito populations. This is Grandma's long game strategy. It takes a season for bats to discover and move in, but once they do, they return every year and work all night long for free. Number 9. Create a dish soap and baking soda lawn treatment. Mix 2 tablespoons of dish soap and 2 tablespoons of baking soda into 1 gallon of warm water. Pour this into a garden hose sprayer attachment and apply broadly over your lawn. This combination creates a surface that is slippery and inhospitable for adult mosquitoes resting in grass blades. It is completely safe for grass and soil when used in these concentrations and breaks down naturally within a few days. Do this every 2 weeks during peak season. Number 8. Plant citronella grass in large containers. True citronella grass, not just citronella-scented candles or look-alike plants, is one of the most powerful natural repellents in the plant kingdom. Plant it in large containers that you can move strategically around your patio. Citronella grass releases its oils continuously, and the concentration around each plant is significant enough to create a meaningful repellent zone. Place 3 to 5 containers around your seating area for maximum coverage. Number 7. Soak the perimeter with a strong peppermint tea solution. Brew a very strong peppermint tea using at least 10 bags per gallon of boiling water. Let it steep until the water cools to room temperature. Pour this solution along the entire perimeter of your yard using a watering can. The concentrated menthol saturates the soil and grass at entry points, creating a border that mosquitoes are extremely reluctant to cross. Reapply every 5 to 7 days and always reapply after heavy rain washes it away. Number 6. Hang tea tree oil diffuser strings from trees. Soak lengths of thick rope or twine in tea tree oil and hang them from tree branches and fence lines around the perimeter of your outdoor space. Tea tree oil contains terpene compounds that are both repellent and mildly toxic to mosquitoes on contact. The hanging rope format slowly diffuses the oil into the surrounding air over days, creating a sustained chemical barrier at varying heights through your yard. Resoak and rehang every 10 days for consistent coverage. Number 5. The granulated garlic power spray. This is the one Grandma perfected over years of outdoor summer living, and it genuinely works like nothing else. Here is exactly what you need and how to make it. You will need 1 gallon of lukewarm water, 1/4 cup of granulated garlic powder, 1/2 tablespoon of citric acid, and 1/4 teaspoon of pure Castile liquid soap. Combine all 4 ingredients in a large bucket or container. Stir gently until the garlic powder is evenly distributed and the Castile soap is fully incorporated. Do not shake vigorously, as this creates too much foam. Pour this solution into a garden sprayer and apply it thoroughly across your entire yard. Spray over every grass surface, every shrub, the underside of large leaves, along fence lines, around flower beds, and across any shaded areas. The granulated garlic releases allicin and sulfur compounds that are overwhelmingly repellent to mosquitoes. The citric acid enhances the spray's staying power on surfaces and adds its own deterrent properties. The Castile soap helps the solution adhere to plant surfaces rather than beating off, maximizing contact time. Apply this spray in the early evening before mosquito activity peaks and reapply every 5 to 7 days or immediately after rain. The smell to humans dissipates within 20 minutes, but the mosquito-repelling compounds remain active on surfaces for days. This is the anchor hack of Grandma's entire mosquito-fighting approach. Number 4. Plant wormwood along fence lines. Wormwood, also known by its Latin name Artemisia, is one of the most insect-repellent plants in existence. Plant it directly into the soil along fence lines and in border beds around your yard. It releases absinthin and other volatile compounds continuously from its leaves that mosquitoes and many other insects find completely intolerable. It is a hardy plant that requires minimal care once established and spreads to fill a border naturally. Grandma grew it alongside her vegetable garden and swore her harvest was always protected because of it. Number 3. Create a standing water borax treatment. For any standing water that you cannot drain, cannot cover, and cannot otherwise treat, borax provides a powerful solution. Mix 2 tablespoons of borax into 1 gallon of water and pour it directly into the standing water source. Borax disrupts the biological chemistry of mosquito larvae by interfering with their digestive enzymes. It breaks down naturally in the environment and at these concentrations does not harm surrounding plant life. Do not use this method in water where fish or amphibians live, as borax can be harmful to them at higher concentrations. Number 2. Build a dedicated mosquito repellent herb wall. This is Grandma's masterpiece strategy, and it takes a small investment of time and money, but pays off for the entire season and beyond. Choose a section of fencing or an outdoor wall near your main seating area. Install a simple wooden pallet or tiered planter against it and fill it with the most potent mosquito repellent herbs you can find. Combine peppermint, lavender, basil, rosemary, lemon balm, marigolds, and citronella grass all together in one concentrated living wall. The combined volatile compounds from all these plants create an overlapping zone of repellency that is far stronger than any single plant alone. Water them, trim them occasionally, and they will protect your outdoor space all summer long. Number 1. Run a complete yard treatment rotation on a weekly schedule. All of Grandma's hacks work best when they are not used randomly, but applied as part of a deliberate weekly rotation. This is the ultimate hack, because it is not a product or ingredient, but a strategy. Every Sunday morning, walk your yard and empty any standing water. Spray the granulated garlic solution from hack number 5 across all grass and plant surfaces. Refresh your vinegar traps, replace your herb sachets, and reapply your perimeter treatments. Every other week, do a full borax treatment on mulch beds and debris areas. Once a month, check your bat house, refresh your herb wall, and replace any cotton balls or rope diffusers. The reason this works better than any single treatment is because mosquitoes operate in cycles. Breaking the cycle at every stage, egg, larva, adult, and resting adult, simultaneously is what creates a yard that is genuinely inhospitable to them. Start with the garlic spray this week. Add the vinegar traps this weekend. Build outward from there. Within one full rotation, you will feel the difference in your yard. By the end of the season, your neighbors will be asking what your secret is, and you can tell them it came from Grandma.